Hey everybody, you're listening to the Hisessions Hawaii podcast where we talk about everything local and beyond. I'm Johnny Masato, your host, and joining me today is Kyle Shibun-Kuro and Devon Nekoba. Yes, I'll introduce you in a minute. Sorry, I forgot to tell you.
He knows he's seen them.
That's right. Before we begin, let me remind the listeners of all the ways they can stay in touch with the show. There is Facebook, Instagram, and X, all at Hisessions. Actually, I don't even know if we have an X account anymore.
Really?
But whatever. Yeah, I'll check. You can go to SoundCloud. I just got tired of updating everything. So, we mostly get our views from Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, Then you can go to SoundCloud, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts to listen to the podcast. And finally, you can email us at hisessions@yahoo.com.
Do you have a list of things that you need to do? And you go, I just got tired.
I can do that one. I just so much work.
Well,
I don't understand.
It's just, like ideal time usage.
Priorities.
So you hit the big things first and you work your way down to
you
the
don't
small things.
Maybe blame it on the people who aren't using that part?
The X?
Yeah. Because then you can say that it's their fault that we don't.
No, I mean, X is just, it's had a history. It went from Twitter to X, and then people got off it and got on it. And, it's just not as steady of a platform as YouTube has been or Instagram and all that stuff.
TikTok is taking over X, right?
Oh,
so
TikTok, sure. I don't know.
Okay.
But we just started. So
we're the three oldest people in the world, and we're trying to explain the friggin' how this works.
We just started a TikTok, but we don't have any of the podcast stuff on our TikTok at this point.
Can we even do that? Because the bite size is so short. I don't.
On TikTok?
Yeah.
I don't know. How long do you have on TikTok?
Not very long.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know.
No. Okay. Well, but. Yeah. Anyway.
If anybody knows,
not that John's gonna do it or anything.
Yeah, no, we're not doing.
And we're always complaining about John not doing stuff, but we're not doing it either. So
yeah,
that's true.
All right.
Kyle's like, I got this great idea, John, do them.
Well, I'm just happy because I know Kyle wants me to cut up the Bula podcast and put on Instagram, which I haven't done yet, but he's not complaining about it. Because I know he knows
that. Well, he can't because he goes, I ain't going to do them.
Yeah.
Well, I just couldn't tell him we were to cut.
I cut it up, though.
Yeah, he did go and give me the timestamps. Yeah. So I just have to actually go and do it. Okay. Sorry. If you'd like to help the show get more music on the channel, please go to patreon.com and donate. There you'll get more involved with the show, help determine who and what is filmed. We had Mark from Washington last week. I can't remember if we thanked him, but thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
Thanks, Mark.
Kupu Kupu Landscaping, Landscape Architects. Call Kevin Yokomura, 808-722-8685 for a free estimate. Or you can go to kupukupulandscaping.com. Kevin's going to redo my dad's whole front yard, the entire front yard, AstroTurf.
Oh.
Yeah. So my dad, he's just getting on in age, and he's just getting tired of trying to manage 2 yards, the front and the back. So he's just going to AstroTurf the entire.
And he doesn't have a son who doesn't live like 5 seconds away who could come and do this stuff.
You know what's funny is I go there, I'm like, okay, I got to make this a daily habit. So what I do now is at 4:30 I do my chores around the house, and after that I go to his house and then we watch the Dodger game, and I'm like, while I'm doing that I can sweep up, and then every time I get there I'm like, it's so hot outside. And then nothing happens. Okay, Fort Ruger Market. Thank you to Fort Ruger Market. Yeah. We had lunch today, my normal plate A, but I did go midweek and have a Rugerlicious Poke Bowl.
And by the way, the fried chicken is no joke. Good stuff.
Really?
Oh, it's good stuff.
Yeah, the fried chicken is good. And the ribs are good too. Thank you very much for that. Although I kind of want to patelas, but maybe next week.
Next week. Okay, and finally, go to Olelo Online, Kaliko Beamer Trap, oleloonline.com if you want to learn Olelo Hawaii, speak Hawaiian. Bulaia quizzed me last time. I think I need to join Olelo Online because failed miserably. But it's good. And you can learn Mele meaning, things of that nature there. So check them out. Okay, so Bob Bruu is our guest today. And Bob, we plug you into the AI.
Okay.
And then we get a thing, and then you let us know if that's accurate or not.
Okay.
So it says, Bob Bruu is an American wood carver and artist based in McKinney, Texas, known for his hyper-realistic, and I don't even know what this word is, wood carvings that mimic everyday objects like baseball hats, shoes, and spoons with astonishing detail.
Wait,
what was it? Wood carving is?
Yeah, no. What was the word
no.
you were looking for?
Trombolè.
Trombolè.
What's trombolè?
It's basically hyper realistic, where the eye gets fooled by the art.
Oh, see, yeah, that's the word I was.
Yeah, it's
looking-
too big a word for me to use.
All right, okay. You run Bob's Wood Shop, where you create handmade pieces using woods like tupelo and basswood. Basswood.
Yep.
Often finishing them with airbrush acrylics. Work has been featured in galleries including Valley, Colorado, and now Honolulu, Hawaii. And they've received recognition in the art and wood carving community.
That's pretty close.
All right, okay.
That's a lot.
So yeah, so
Awesome.
Bob reached out to us actually one time. Is a Patreon, and he just kind of casually mentioned about the wood carving stuff, and I went to the website just to kind of check it because I was kind of curious.
Yeah.
And it was blown away by his work.
Yeah,
and
it's
then
awesome.
I came
John
and
showed it
you
to us
guys.
and we all
Yeah.
went, wait, that's wood?
Yeah. And so so you're in town right now, so we
I
thought,
am.
hey, why don't you come on the podcast and talk about a little bit of
Yeah.
what you do? Okay, it says here you come from an artistic family. Father and grandfather were painters and perfectionists who inspired your early interest in drawing and all that stuff. So you come from. Sorry, I took my glasses off. I couldn't see.
The
But,
glasses are right there.
put
You're
it
right,
back
by the
on,
way.
right?
Yeah, you can
I
put
know,
it back
but-
on.
It's a long reach.
But okay, so did they started you off in art? But did they start you off in wood or were you just like drawing on your desk?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. So my dad was an artist. He could draw anything from cartoons to the human anatomy,
Oh.
but he never really did anything with it. My grandfather was a draftsman, old school draftsman, very meticulous, and so he came to own a fence company in New York, and so there was like 6 or 7 of us grandkids, and we always ran around his backyard, which had all his wood and tools, and so.
Oh, I see.
So in order for us not to kill each other, he taught us really early how to use hand tools.
Oh.
And so he had a scrap pile of wood, and he gave us like 4 tools that we could use that he felt comfortable with. And then he
like
just
a planer.
a hammer, a saw, a screwdriver, and an old time drill. You know, the kind you had to crank. And he just let us cut loose on the scrap pile. We built, platforms to jump up bikes off of,
Wow.
gates. He'd give us a project every once in a while. Everything fell apart ultimately, but
course.
we had a blast, and you learned how to
How many in
use
your
tools.
family?
Well, I have a sister, but from a cousin perspective, there was like 6, 7 of us.
Oh, okay.
And we just, it was a playground.
Yeah.
We ran around and had a blast. But he would have, he'd had 3 buckets. So if you wanted anything, ice cream, whatever, you had to earn it. So you had one bucket was screws and bolts together. So you had to separate the screw and bolt, put in each bucket, and when the bucket was empty, you got a quarter. The next day, if you wanted another quarter, you had to put the back together and put it in the. So that was constantly. So what he was teaching you is that nothing's ever given away, and you have to work for it, and you have to be meticulous. And whenever I drew or anything, he was always like, "Well, the perspective and this, that, and the other." So it's just kind of drilled in my mind, detail. So I can't paint abstractly. I just cannot. It's just not in me. It has to be realism or highly detailed. I took one art class in college and I got a D because I could not cut loose.
They're like, draw a beautiful sky.
Yeah, I was like,
what is that?
I could draw that leaf there, but
So as kids, when you guys were all running around the wood shop, did any of your relatives or your siblings take on a profession like you did?
No. Actually, this was a hobby. So I started carving because I loved duck decoys.
Oh, okay.
Back in the 80s, duck
Yeah.
decoys were a thing. And, they look so real with the painting and the feathers. And so I was up in San Jose, California, and there was a show going on. And there was about 25 old carvers at the show, and I just kept asking question after question after question. Finally, the old guys goes, just come back on Wednesday night. We'll have a wood carving club, and we'll teach you how to carve. So I showed up that night, I met the guy, and he had a block of wood about so big and a knife. And there was a little carved bear sitting on the table, and he gives me the knife and the block of wood, and he says, "Yeah, you're going to carve that bear." I said, "Great. How do I do it?" And he goes, Well, just push the knife away. Don't draw it towards you. You're not ready for that. And just take off the wood that doesn't belong. I'm like, that's my lesson? And so I circled the table, and finally I just started hacking away at the wood. And about 2 hours later, a bear kind of formed, and I still have it today. It's like, 1987.
What is the wood? Is it like just a trunk?
It was just a piece of old scrap wood, soft enough that you can take it off with a knife. Today I use a wood called basswood, which is a traditional duck carving wood. Soft, pliable, easy to manipulate.
How do you start? Is it like it's just like a tree stump and you carve from that? Or is it milled or?
It's milled. I have some of my pieces I have the shirts that I do are 36 inches long, like a real shirt.
Wow.
And about 18 inches wide. So depending on the wood I'm using, I'll start with a chainsaw to kind of cut it down, and then I've got grinding tools and Dremels and dentist towel.
Because
tools.
some of your pieces, the thickness is there too.
It
It's
is.
not just flat and detailed. It's like
Everything is
there's
carved.
dimension to it. You
Yeah.
know?
So the shoes are carved underneath, through. Nothing's ever glued on or attached. So the shoelaces are carved, part of the wood.
That's crazy.
So wait, this started as a hobby?
Yeah.
And then grew into like, hey, I can actually sell these things. And
Well, about 12 years ago, I have a baseball hat problem. And so there was one sitting on my workbench, and I was bored. I was doing ducks and birds and stuff. And I'll carve a hat. And it came out okay. And I carved another one and a few more. And I carved a shoe and a pair of sunglasses. And I knew a gallery owner up in Vail. I loved their gallery up there. And I just sent him an email with a couple pictures. And I just wanted feedback. How shitty am I? And he said, you're not shitty. He said, he had two galleries, one in Aspen and one in Vail. And he put me in the Vail gallery. And it just kind of started from there.
Wow.
well, what did you do before this then?
Corporate stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Corporate stuff.
I did.
Worked in an office.
Yeah, I did telecom manufacturing for about 12 years.
Oh my gosh.
And then I did software. So McAfee, the antivirus.
Oh yeah.
I ran ops for them for about 12. And then I went into kind of Cisco strategy for about 5 or 6.
So during that time when you're doing all that stuff, this was a hobby on the side.
A pure way to escape.
Yeah.
That and
Yeah,
running
you needed creativity.
was just my way to get away.
Yeah.
You know what my first stock I ever bought was?
McAfee.
Cisco.
WorldCom.
Ah,
You remember WorldCom?
Absolutely. It was one of our customers.
I bought WorldCom, and then about 2 months later, they went bankrupt.
Oh man.
Yeah. So that I can imagine that industry must have been crazy, especially at that time, because everything was. I mean, you're talking about late '90s, early 2000s.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it was a roller coaster. If
Yeah.
you
High
don't remember.
stress.
I
and
threw away a
can't-
lot of money on the .coms in stock.
My
back in the day.
my organization was 150-ish to 175, and then the bubble burst in telecom,
Yeah.
and in 4 months I was down to 32. Every Monday, it pained me. Every Monday I was taking people to this. It started off in these small rooms to let people go, and then it went into these large.
Oh,
Oh
man.
my gosh.
And it was just heartbreaking because, the first couple rounds, you have people that shouldn't be there, right?
Uh-huh.
Right. So it's not as difficult, but then you're people that have been there for years, and you know them, and you know their parents. You worked for their parents. It's like, it was heart-wrenching.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That was a crazy time. So I can see why you would need an escape.
Yeah.
And that's a great escape because it's tactile, right? You're getting your hands dirty, but at the same time, it's a project-based hobby, so that in the end, you have something that has value that you can, playing video games is just an endless, black hole of nothing.
Yes, it
Finally
is.
admit that.
The first step. Yeah.
First step is
admitting,
admitting
yeah.
it. Yeah.
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 Okay, so you have this. So you go to a gallery and then you show these off, and then when do you realize, people want these things? I mean, like they want to put it in their house or do something with it.
It's a bit of a process because a lot of people, I talk about this a lot. When I set up a booth and I do some national shows, I say 6 out of 10 people walk by my booth thinking that idiot brought a shirt and a hat and a shoe to an art festival.
Yeah.
And they just like walk by. And then the other 4 people kind of see a sign or like, that looks a little different. And they come in and they engage. Oops.
Yeah.
And they start asking questions. And once I know that they're asking questions, there's like 5 questions I'm always asked. Then we have a good shot.
What are the 5
let's get those out of the way. What are the 5 questions?
How did you start? How long does it take? What kind of wood did you use? What kind of paint do you use? And what's your favorite carving you ever done?
Okay, we didn't get to 4 and 5 yet.
Yeah.
We
So
got
what is 4 and 5?
the paint.
The
What kind of
paint?
paint? Yeah.
It's a leather paint. So
A leather
the guys
paint?
that customize tennis shoes. I've tried everything. I've tried stains, oil, acrylic. Acrylic makes things look plasticky.
Yes.
When you
Yeah.
kind of add layers. So I don't know why I tried this, but I gave it a shot. And you can dilute it. So on a tennis shoe, I can dilute it where it looks rubbery on the sole, and then I can add more texture and make it look canvasy on the top using the same paint.
I didn't. So you're using leather paint on wood. Did anybody else figure that out before you?
I have no idea.
I haven't-
I'm sure they
yeah.
have. I can't be the first. I'd be shocked if I'm the first.
Huh.
Well, your stuff looks so real that I don't know that anybody else has. Because I've been to lots of exhibitions and lots of museums and stuff, and seen some amazing work. But I don't see, and I've seen people, they paint a shirt or they do, but they don't have the level of realism, at least not that I've seen. You know what I mean? Like they're most of the time when they're doing that kind of stuff, they're using the shirt or the shoe or something as a means to get some sort of point across, right? It's not like, hey, look at this shoe. It looks exactly like a Michael Jordan shoe, the 12th edition of it.
Right.
Here's what it is, but look, it's not. It's actually wood. Most of the time when they're doing it, it's like, here's the shoe that's the oppressor of the week, and all that kind of shit. And they don't care that it needs to look real.
Yeah.
So, I've never seen anything like it, honestly.
Well, for us or for me, the biggest thing I get out of this is I get a lot of personal requests. So my grandfather wore this hat every day.
Oh.
Vietnam vets wore a hat, every day, and he had 3 sons. Didn't know who to leave the hat to, so he had 3 hats carved. For each of the son.
Cool.
Favorite shirts, favorite shoes, and I've had business owners that have partners that have been there for with him forever. So he gave me his hat, and he wanted like the sweat stains.
That's super cool.
Kind of made. So it's a personal connect. It's just not like, I like that painting.
Yeah.
When I look at that carving now, it reminds me of my grandfather. Or
Were you ever commissioned by like an athlete to do their shoe or their hat or anything like that?
I've had a former major league pitcher. He played for 2 ball clubs. I've done stuff for him. I get athletes to sign my stuff now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I wanted to buy that
cool.
Freddie Freeman hat.
There was a cool story with.
Oh yeah, because did you actually get to meet Freddie Freeman to get that?
No, I
Okay.
went through his kind of agency broker.
'Cause he seems like a cool guy.
A tremendous human. I wanted just because he's a really good guy.
So you made a LA
Dodger hat.
Dodger hat, yeah.
Freddie
Yeah,
Freeman hat.
yeah, and then he signed it.
Wow.
And then I had it in a show up in Denver just past July, and the lady came in. And
By the way, Freddie Freeman is the first baseman for the
There you go.
Los Angeles
Yeah.
Dodgers.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Sorry.
mentioning that to people.
long-time Atlanta Brave fan, or
Yeah,
Braves
yeah,
as well.
yeah. He was played for the Braves.
Yeah.
He hit the grand slam.
Yeah, to win the world.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
Hey, Kyle.
Kyle.
Thank you.
Wow.
I know a little bit baseball.
You
That
dragged
was-
that out from
I'll-
I don't
I'll-
know where, man.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
That was not to win the World Series though, but you're close.
Oh, was it the World
It
Series?
was a playoff game,
Oh,
My bad.
Sorry, man.
but it still was a
Yeah.
big game.
Yeah.
huge moment. Yeah.
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 But yeah, she came in with her son and college-age son, and she's just looking at it. I'm like, "Do you want to see it?" And I pull it out of the case so she can hold it. And she's like, this would look so good in my room. And the son's like nodding his head. And so they finally leave. And I turn to my wife. I said, I think she's going to be back. And she came back with friends, showed the friends the hat. And she came back a 3rd time with the husband. And she goes, Connie, come here. And he's looking at it. And like 2 seconds in, he goes, oh, that's nice. He goes, what about that piece over there? And then he starts talking to me about some other stuff and about a commission about stuff, and they walk out. And the next day the show was over, and I'm having lunch, and I get a call from him. And he goes, "Do you still have the hat?" And I said, "Yeah." He goes, "I'm buying it for my wife as a surprise.
Oh,
It's our anniversary
super
coming
cool.
up." Yeah, and then he
Nice.
commissioned me to do a bicycle helmet for a buddy of his as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
He didn't want to make it seem like so
Yeah.
he was kind of playing it cool.
He was playing it
that's
really
so
cool.
In the
interesting, yeah.
meantime, he got his ass handed to him by his
Oh,
wife.
yeah.
Like, "Oh, sorry, who the hell? I can't believe it." So I hope he gave it to her very
I
quickly.
know, exactly.
Now, are you like a musician in the sense that like when I listen back to old recordings and stuff, I go like, "Ah, man, I wish I could have fixed that." Or do you look at your pieces and go like, "Ah, damn, if I'd made that line just a little bit straighter."
I used to.
Okay.
I used to die from perfection.
Mm-hmm.
And it just started to wear me out.
Mm-hmm.
So it took me about 3 years ago to let that go.
Mhm.
So every one of my pieces now has a mistake, but I'm the only one that knows where that mistake is.
Really?
Yep. I've yet to have to throw anything away. I've always been able to save it. So I've stopped worrying about, like when I do a sneaker, the shoelaces are carved in.
Yeah, that seems so.
And I try to make them as thin as I can possibly make them without being so fragile. And I just stopped worrying about it. And
Yeah.
you're just kind of free yourself up to.
We learned that in school too. One of our instructors says you can't.
Yeah,
Art school.
Nothing is ever perfect.
exactly.
It's the best that you can do, and then you move on.
My
So
wife
I-
says
Yeah.
perfectly imperfect. It's
Yeah.
like,
That's what I tell my wife. I'm perfectly imperfect.
She listened. She's still with you.
I know. We'll see.
So what was the time frame from the bear to making hats?
I would say, that had to be a good 15 years.
Oh, okay.
So
Wow.
my first bear, and then I read a book. I had a 2-card book. They have projects in there. You can make stuff. I made a little project. And then I got another book, and I read that from start to finish. And then there was a project to make carve a full-size pintail duck. And then I followed those instructions meticulously. And that was my 3rd carving, and I got some ribbons and stuff for that, awards for that. So that just kind of...
Did the bear have a salmon in its mouth?
No, it was sitting on his ass.
Because that's like every single person in Hawaii's grandma had that
The
bear.
bear,
the bear with
the
the-
salmon.
Yeah. Well, what was it then? It was just a bear on his
Just
hind
sitting
leg
on
or
his hind
something?
legs. Yeah,
Oh,
with his
okay.
paws up like that.
This is what
Okay.
you were looking for in Alaska. We're
Yeah.
walking through the stores. He's like, I got off at one bear with one fish. Like, what?
I was gonna buy them and just save it for a housewarming gift for somebody.
So my question too is, art is such a subjective thing. How do you? I've always wondered, how do people come up with how much stuff costs?
That's a
Because the
great
amount of
question.
time that
That's
you
a good
put
question,
in,
yeah.
you know what I mean? The amount of time that you put in, there's no way that you could make that up in selling one of these things. But people see it and go, $520 for a shirt that I can't even wear. Wait, what?
It's
More than that.
It's a great
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
Because like if you are a 2D painter, 2D artist, you can say, all right, $1 per square inch of a canvas.
Ah.
Sounds fair.
Okay.
So you
okay.
start you establish a baseline. Let's say it's $1,
Yeah.
and you sell 10 or 12, and you can go like, all right, it's $1.25, and then you just kind of. With this, my work is super cool until they see the price. 80% of the time. So I've learned, I've established my market price on certain things, like the hats and some other things. My shirts are starting to have a baseline. And I definitely have a market that I do better in than in other
But then you
markets.
establish your clientele right there.
You do.
And then you set that
set
standard,
that-
and people just come to that.
Yeah, they get to know it.
Yeah.
And then, once I feel like, okay, that baseline is now comfortable, and if I'm upping the product, like I'm adding to it, then I feel okay going up.
Mm-hmm.
If I stay stagnant, I'm not raising my price just because it cost me another $2 for basswood. It's just not what I do.
Yeah.
Have you been challenging yourself lately, or have you been you perfected what you already have? You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like,
I can carve a
Like-
baseball hat without looking.
Really?
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
so what have you done lately to challenge your creativity side to
It's the Aloha shirts. more challenging. I did a pair of size 12 Nike LeBron sneakers for a dentist.
Huh.
Like if you don't know how technically involved a tennis shoe is until you try to
I
replicate
can't
it.
even imagine because
It's
to me it's the
layers.
laces. Everything's the lace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Laces, and he wanted his laces in a particular position. He wanted the strap in a particular position. He was a sneakerhead, and so
Yeah.
this was like his babies. And so I have to have the shoe or the piece for a while if it's that complicated. And so I put it in a case and I keep good care of it, but I have to reference it.
What is your most favorite piece to make? Is it a hat,
Fun
a lower
question.
shirt, or a shoe?
I bet you he didn't even.
No, I didn't.
I like the Aloha shirts are fun because they're bigger, and it's challenging me in different ways. Shoes are cool too, just because they're so personal, and you can even you just take a boring shoe and you can add a few things to it, and it suddenly like looks kind of different, has a character in itself.
Well, that leads me to a question. McKinney, Texas.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where that is.
Okay.
I've been to San Antonio
Okay.
and Kerrville.
Okay.
I don't know if
I've been to the airport.
There
to
you
the
go.
airport.
The airport's great.
I don't know where McKinney,
big.
Texas is, but how does a guy from McKinney, Texas get into Aloha shirts?
That so that's a long story. So I grew up in New York.
Okay, all right, okay.
Queens,
Well,
New
oh,
York.
wow, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And so I can remember almost to the day, I was 6 years old, sitting in my house in Queens. I was a big Elvis guy. And Blue Hawaii came on.
Oh, there you go.
Because at 3 o'clock, we had afternoon movies, and everything was a theme. So it was an Elvis week. And the minute I saw the opening of Blue Hawaii, I was like, I just have this memory of like, I have to see Hawaii at some point in my life, even being that young. So that whole Hawaii thing started at that point. And then, my wife is from Hawaii.
Oh, I did not know.
Yeah, she's from the Hawaii Kai area.
Oh, okay.
Cool. That's where that's my hood.
Yeah, this is-
How'd you meet her?
We used to work together.
Okay.
And so we,
She's one of the people you didn't have to let go.
no, not in my org. And at that time.
Well,
And
she was a transplant. She went to the
her dad ran one of the hospitals here, the emergency unit here, and got recruited out to Dallas Children's Hospital
Oh.
to take them to a Trauma 1 center. And so she came out with them. She was still young. And then we met later on in life.
Oh.
How long have you been married now?
This is my second wife.
Okay.
And so we've been married. We've known each other going on 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Very
So how often do you? So you come here often? Then?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. And yeah,
You were
'cause-
thinking, it's his first trip to Hawaii. Hey, what did you see? What would you like to go
No, it
check
was
out?
just funny because when you had messaged me and then I looked at the website, I'm like, wow, he's got a lot of Hawaiiana type things here, but I don't understand the connection because obviously I didn't know your wife and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
There we go.
So that's the tie that brings it in.
Yeah.
So how often do you guys come back home?
We go a couple
Sorry,
of times.
calling
a
it
year.
home, but,
yeah.
you know, it's-
We come in October.
Mhm.
We're a little early this year. And then I run the Honolulu Marathon every December.
Of course you do. Of course he runs.
Yeah.
That's why he's so in shape.
Now when you first came, was it with her?
My first trip was with my ex-wife
Okay.
to Maui.
Now was it like, oh, this is what I expected from Blue Hawaii, or was it like, this is not what I thought?
No, I was transfixed when I got to
Oh,
Maui.
okay,
Yeah.
alright.
Yeah.
Maui's nice, so yeah. I it's funny because I always tell people Kauai is my.
Mhm.
I'm being raised in on Oahu. When I went to Kauai, that was the first time I felt like, oh, this is what
Yeah.
what Hawaii would look like in imagination would look like, you
Mhm.
know.
Yeah.
Big Island is that for me.
Big Island can be that
Yeah.
too,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
Big Island has all different types of
It does.
topographies, and so
That's
kind
why
of
it's great.
depends
Yeah.
on
Because you can see just about
Is it Big Island Hilo side or Kona side?
You know, I struggle with that. Because when I'm on each side, I'm like, I could live
Mhm.
wherever
Yeah.
that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
it's
like
completely different.
it is
right?
completely
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
And
I'd
then-
have to be on Kona side because of the Costco. I don't think I could live in Hilo without a Costco. But
You just gotta drive, It's okay.
3 hours
It's not 3 hours.
from Hilo to Kona?
It's not 3 hours.
No, it's pretty far.
Pretty
It's
far.
it's a good drive. We did it. Took us almost 2.5-ish.
See? There you
Oh, 2.5.
go.
You'll knock off in half.
And he's
hour.
from New York.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
drives fast. It's fine. Yeah, no problem.
No, I'm
But I
told
mean,
that-
the nice thing is with that drive, you get to stop.
Yeah.
And, you know, or
Not
What-
if you went
what
Costco
they have,
run and you
whatever.
get melting asahi and ice cream in your.
Oh my god. Okay.
you know.
Sorry. This is a total tangent. So, I don't shop with my wife very often. We do our own thing, and there's a reason why. Okay. But the other day, she's like, "I'm gonna go to Costco. Do you want to go to Costco with me?" I'm like, "Okay. I'm not doing anything to go to Costco." So, we go to Costco, and I don't know how you guys do your Costco shopping.
I don't.
But you don't do
doesn't-
any? Oh,
he
okay.
doesn't
Okay.
do
So this is more for
shopping
you
at
for you
all.
two guys. So she goes and gets like fruit in the back,
Okay.
and then we end up in the ice cream section,
Okay.
and she's like, "Oh, we should get some ice cream, you know? Like we get some Haagen-Dazs bars or something like that." I'm like, "Okay, well, yeah, we'll come back and grab it before we go." And she's like, "No, I'm almost done." So, and I said, "No, no, you have to get the ice cream last because it's gonna melt in your cart." And she's like, "Don't worry, I do this all the time." So she puts the ice cream in the you know, the basket or
Cart,
whatever,
yeah.
and we're going around. And of course she like stops and like, oh, you know, her eye gets caught by this, and she's like looking at the clothes or whatever, and then she goes over here, and I'm like getting all antsy because
Yeah.
I know that there's this ice cream, so I'm like, hey, we gotta go, you know, like, and she's like getting all pissed at me because and so I'm like, so this is why we don't ever shop together. So we just
Funny.
we
See,
started,
his wife
we
is
started
from Hawaii,
arguing.
so
in
he
the-
knows.
in the
He knows
Costco.
already.
I just pushed the cart.
You just pushed the
I
cart?
just pushed the cart.
Whatever you're gonna do.
Did the
yeah,
ice cream
we're
melt
gonna
though?
It did melt.
Well,
well, it
then you
didn't.
were right.
It didn't melt. Well, she was like, "Look, it's okay." And then it was we had a Malona bar. You know what a Malona bar
Yeah.
is? It's, and then Asa opened one, and he's like, "Oh, it's okay." And then the thing went. So they didn't like completely melt, but it was like,
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of melted.
You have to be
So-
refrozen.
Did you say anything at all?
Yeah.
No, I didn't say anything.
Yeah,
after
that's
that. I
smart.
mean, we
Yeah,
all
there you
laughed
go.
at
That's
that point
that's
because
funny.
you know
Okay.
all the stress was done already.
Do you think
'cause
she
we-
learned though to go last?
No,
for
because
ice
she
cream?
says she
No.
does it all the time.
Yeah,
That's
she
what
does it all. That's how she does
Yeah.
it. But
So-
in my head, like, there's a reason why they put the ice cream at the back because the logical way to do it is that you get the ice cream last and then you leave, and they put it in the back, so you have to walk one more time through the entire store. But I'm the type of person, if I go shopping, I'm just going to go to get what I want and then leave. So I'm not going to get caught. So I don't mind going to the back because I don't get sidetracked, you know?
Maybe you shouldn't go with Stacy anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the
That's
main.
probably the-
I
that's
think
the main
yeah.
point.
Your
Yeah.
wives should go together and shop because your wife shops like that,
Yeah.
and then you guys can just tag along in a separate car.
Yeah. I don't
And
even
then
need to go in a,
Just meet at
And
the
Kyle will
exit.
stand outside and go
I
get
don't
what
even
you
like
want.
going into the parking lot, man.
It's a lot.
Nightmare, man.
It's a
I
lot.
got
That's true.
a PTSD from the parking lot.
Well, the good news is the Hawaii Kai one, they widened the parking stalls.
Still, bro.
But this,
What, like 3 inches?
yeah, no.
Well, I mean, before it just used to be lines, but now they have that. I don't know why they do that. They do that like little.
Yeah, because you got a lot of old people in
You know
Hawaii
what I
and they
hate
don't know
is
how to park.
When you're in a rush and you're pushing your car down the aisle, and one person just stops right in the middle and goes, "Noo."
Oh,
They,
yeah,
gotta-
they're
they have to
blocking.
sample the food.
Ooh, I want to
Yeah.
try that
Uh-huh.
little drink though. And you're like, "Hello, move your car." Man."
There should be a parking spot. You can just
Yeah, the
Yeah.
pull over
Roll
lane
over.
or whatever.
yeah.
Plus, it's Hawaii Kai it's Costco, so you're gonna see somebody you know at some point
Yeah,
in time.
yeah,
You're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
hey, it's all this way.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, your ice cream's melting. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can. As soon as you mention ice cream, I could just see the clock in your head. Click, tick, tick,
Yeah, because it's not only the getting out of Costco. You got to drive home and then put it in the thing. Right?
John, don't worry.
Don't worry.
The three of us are totally with you on this.
Yeah.
But
Right.
yeah, we would never say anything to our wives.
Especially to Stacy, I wouldn't say nothing. I'm scared.
I'm surprised she just didn't tell you. Can you just shut up and let me
Yeah.
do this, please?
Yeah. So
I
that's
was
why I
thinking
don't
of
go.
So your wife grew up in Hawaii Kai.
Yeah.
She went. What school did she go? Kaiser.
She went to Marinol?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Private
That's a good
school girl.
school. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it says here that it takes 50 to 200 hours
Yeah.
to complete one piece.
Depending on the complexity. Like the hats take a few
well,
days.
the box he keeps pointing to.
Oh.
I want to see what's in the box.
I know, but we're making you wait.
Yeah, that's gonna
This
be
is like
it's
7.
gonna
What's
be-
in the box? What's in the box?
Great movie, by the way.
Yes, it is. I'm opening this.
Did-
No, not yet.
Did you know that?
Why?
You're not opening it.
Did you know that Brad Pitt, when he signed on to do that movie, had a clause in there?
Yeah, they
that
cannot change.
They
the ending.
cannot change that ending.
Yeah.
And they tried to change that ending
did.
Oh yeah.
because it was so depressing, you know.
It was
Mm.
crazy.
His clause, like, otherwise we would not have had that masterpiece.
Yeah.
Okay, so Devin is impatient and a child.
Yeah, he's a child.
Whatever you want to do.
So-
Thank you.
So Bob brought this all the way from Texas.
Is this for us?
Well, it's I think it's a little bit personalized, right?
Yeah.
In a sense. So yeah, I think we're picking up a piece. So Devin is for those of you who are hearing the audio, he's opening
Yeah,
the
I'm
box,
opening
and
the box.
there's a lot of
it's
packing
very
stuff
well
in there.
packed.
It's well
Yeah.
packed, and we got to figure out what to do with this piece. I saw a photo of this earlier, and it's pretty amazing. Wow, look at that thing. Okay, so it's coming out. It is a Hisessions branded wood hat. And this is the first time I'm seeing it in person. It is so cool.
That is super cool. Look at the highlight logo on the side.
And it's got a highlight
Okay.
photo.
on the
I
side.
hope you don't mind I stole your logo.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wow.
Wow, that is super cool, man.
And Hisessions on the back.
So
Yeah.
when you have really famous guests come in, you can have them sign it.
Wow, no ways, man. We can leave this.
Yeah,
in
nobody
like
touching
that.
this
Nobody
thing,
touching that. Awesome.
That's the problem. So it's funny. I've told this story to a lot of people who've come in here. We have these guitars, which Bob is going to sign a guitar, and you know when we started the podcast, I had this idea. We're going to have everybody comes in. We're going to have the guitar signed, and we're
Yep.
going to give away the guitar to the patrons. And then the first year goes by, and I go, okay, let's do the giveaway. And then Kyle's like, you gotta give away that guitar.
Yeah, nobody's getting this hat.
So anyway, so then the next year we bought 2 guitars.
Ah, okay.
So everyone signs twice.
Ah.
And then you give one away, and then
That's
you
smart.
keep one, right?
And we still didn't give it away.
yeah. No, but then now we have like 8 guitars because we
Yeah.
you know you get the guitar it's full. And so I told these guys last month. I said, hey, why don't you Devin and you Kyle take one home?
Yeah.
You get it.
2 on
And
the top.
Kyle's like, no, we gotta take it home because we have to display it. We don't have to put it on." So now we have like a million guitars
So, Bob,
in
I'm
here.
looking at your eyelids.
Yeah.
It's obviously,
Those are
Metal
real
eyelids.
rivets. Yep.
but it's inside here that's hollow, right?
Yeah. It's
So, because
yeah.
it's so thick that inside here is hollow, right?
It's well, those are drilled.
Okay,
Yep.
but so it's just holes going in.
Yeah,
it's not
I've-
hollowed.
It
Oh.
is. Yeah. It's not hollowed out. Well, you can see the hollowed out there, but I drilled deep enough to give the illusion
Yeah,
that
it
it's
totally looks like you can see through.
yeah,
this
you can
thing.
see through it.
What?
That's nuts.
And those little stitch marks are nothing but a wood burning tool.
Okay. So you have a circular logo on the front.
Yep.
Is that hand painted?
Yep.
How do you get it so perfectly round?
You
The circle is.
well, there's a couple. I have like a.
Oh,
I
yeah.
got to think
Like
of thing and I can outline it, and that
But s-
gets me started. And everything else is kind of line painted with a line brush.
Jeez Louise.
So what? Where did you just have a hat, or is this mind's eye sort of okay? I'm gonna do another hat.
Yeah, I've got like
Well, like
20
you said,
hats
he
in
can
my.
do, yeah.
And I just pick a hat that I like. If somebody doesn't have a hat that they want,
Yeah.
someone commissions a hat, they basically design the hat. So if they want a flat brim, trucker style, adjustable, fitted, however, they can send me pictures of what their hat looks like, and I can copy it from pictures.
It looks like a ceramic piece.
Yeah, it does.
Doesn't
Yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
doesn't Look like if you told me to just guess what this is.
Well, if you walked by it, you wouldn't know it's. You would just think it's a hat.
Yeah.
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 But if you
sure.
look at it, yeah, then it starts to look kind of ceramic-y or something. Yeah, it's very.
It's actually wearable.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Kyle. You gotta you should commission one for the store, bro.
Yeah.
Don't think I can afford this.
Here,
It's beautiful.
I put the
Great
box
work.
Thank you.
So
Up there.
okay. Kyle. So Kyle's an artist. You know, he sits there all day and draws,
Mm.
and that's what he does to design. You know, T-shirts and
Right.
for his company and stuff like that. And yeah, maybe Kyle, I'll have you chime in on this because so I've been doing these doodles that I give to people as gifts, but I know deep in my heart of hearts, I am not committed enough to doodle to make it a thing.
Okay.
You know, like when I got into music, that I knew in the deepest part of me that I really wanted to do that. I was going to do whatever it took to get there. I do not feel like that about doodling. So when Kyle brings up doodles, I'm like, yeah, you know, like I thank you for the compliments, but it's not something that I'm so passionate about. So was this something that it was just in your head and you just had to do it and you had to get it out onto the wood and all that stuff?
Yeah, I think it's the culmination of like starting with the bird, the duck, and just getting that done and seeing it, and just growing up using my hands.
I wonder how different it would look now if you did a duck today.
I get
Or a
committed.
bear today.
I don't do much anymore, but I've done a wood duck for a lady who wanted to celebrate her husband's 50th birthday.
Oh.
That was the last duck that I only do them on request now. And so they're still fun. They're comforting because it's like, that's how I started.
Back to the roots.
Back to the roots type of thing.
Yeah.
And I thought, maybe I should just go back to the roots for a little while. But then I get pulled in, and I just enjoy the process. I'm fortunate in McKinney, which is just north of Dallas.
Okay.
We live in a 100-year-old house, and on the property is a 100-year-old barn that I've restored. And so it's my workshop, and it's an amazing place to get to go and create. And so I'll go in there, I'll put music on, and then 7 hours will go by.
Yeah.
And I will not know what time it is. I'll just get
That's when you know you enjoy your work.
That's right. That's
know?
when you know you have something,
Yeah.
you know?
That's all John knows. He really loves playing Fortnite. He goes in, he starts playing, and he
You could just turn your Fortnite energy into doodling, John.
He's gone for
You'd go somewhere because people actually request his art.
I bet.
And I challenged him. I said,
Yeah.
you know what? Okay, you do doodles like the characters that you see, you know, in the mainland.
Yeah.
But why don't you do a doodle with Hawaii things like a ukulele, a starfish, or, you know?
Yeah.
And he goes, no, I don't want to do that. I'm like, try. It's not.
I only doodle because I'm bored.
I know, but
it's
if
not
you,
because
if you
I
just
wanna,
looked around and go, ooh, a hibiscus, you know, and doodle, then you can make it your own
Absolutely.
kind of thing, and then you have a better market. Right
People
there.
will sit and watch it on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. Well, I like Mr. Doodle
Yeah.
on Instagram, and I watch him doodle, and I just think, well, that guy's amazing. But then he I don't know if you know the story of Mr. Doodle. Do you know who Mr. Doodle is?
Yeah.
But he said from like when he was an elementary school kid, he would just draw, and he couldn't stop drawing. He'd come home and he'd doodle and he'd doodle and he'd doodle. You know, so like that 10,000 hours of you know, that's a big
That's a thing.
that's a big thing.
That dude did his whole entire bedroom and bed sheets.
He did a house. He did a whole house.
Yeah.
With driveway and everything.
Yeah,
Really?
it's crazy.
Yeah, doodle the whole house.
You'd never do that.
I'd never do that.
No.
No. So
Not
like,
even you wouldn't even paint the whole house. You'd be like, you get about halfway through one room and go, I should just hire somebody.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it anymore.
no, I mean there is something to like. I remember Dave, who we're in Dave's house, but he's my partner with Hisessions. When drones first started, you know, so there was drone photography, right? And they have a video company, and he said that he took Kavika, who was our other videographer, out. They bought a drone because they're like, we're going to start incorporating this into the company. We're going to do drone services and stuff. And he said he flew it around for a few minutes, and then he gave it to Kavika. And he said, I knew at that moment, like, I'm not getting into this. This is not the thing, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Kavika, you're going to be, and Kavika loved it, and he got into drone photography. And so, you know, like, I don't know. I mean, it's good to be passionate about things and follow those things, but I think it also is, you have to be also know when you're not, when you're trying to force it.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know, yeah, I mean, I could try to make the doodles into something or whatever, but I just feel like it's just going to end up where I'm just going to hate doodling.
Well, that's the question I'll ask you. You turned your passion into a profession.
Yep.
Do you still have the creative side that you don't show people, that you have this creative release? Because like me, running a business, doing what I love, is different from something that is along that same line, but you just love it and you don't need to show anybody.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
What do you do to get that creative thing out of you now?
I try to remind myself that I'm not a manufacturer. Because there'll be periods where I've got 5 or 6 or 7 commissions lined up, and then I start to feel like all I'm doing is going in the barn and pumping out another piece, and I never want the piece to look like I just got it done to get it done.
So I guess for you too, the commission part is the business side. The art show part that you do is your creative side, right?
Yeah.
You're just coming out of your head without people's requests or a timeline or anything.
It's almost like a sample room. Like you come see the sample of my work. I'll sell stuff there, but 2-3 weeks later is when people start to think about, it would be cool to have this done, and then that starts. So there's like a six or seven commissions that follow a show. And then I'm trying to get ready for the next show. So it just becomes a little bit of a juggling act. So that's why I only do 3 shows a year. I was doing 2, and then Barrett Jackson knocked on my door. The car auction guys, they actually have a huge marketplace as part of their shows. And the VP was telling me, he said, I think I'm going to do the one show in Scottsdale. It's 10 days, and there's going to be like 450,000 people that come through that show. And he said like 80-90% of those people go through the process of registering, getting all their bank guarantees. They're ready to spend a shitload of money. Less than 10% actually win on a winning bid. He said, so a lot of people are just walking around wanting to spend money
on something.
Yeah. And so we're going to give it a shot.
Hey,
so are you doing Barrett Jackson inspired baseball caps, or are you doing
Yeah, we'll have automotive stuff.
Like parts and stuff like that?
No, I'll have automotive logos.
Could you carve a car?
I've carved a truck.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I've carved trucks. I've carved whiskey bottles. I've carved whiskey barrels.
When you mean a truck, you mean like...
A scaled truck.
Okay, thank God. I was like...
No, not a big truck.
What?
No. I've carved all kinds of stuff. It's amazing what people ask for.
Did you ever do a bike yet?
I've done little bikes.
I've seen somebody do a real bike with carved out of wood.
Yeah.
Right?
Really?
Chain and everything.
Yeah. I've seen a car.
Yeah,
carved out of wood.
I've seen that too.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It is crazy.
Also, question, since we're a music channel show, technically. Do you listen to anything? Because we were talking about Billy Joel, which, when you said you're from New York, I mean, oh yeah, you're a Billy Joel guy. It's either Billy Joel or Bruce Springsteen or one of those.
Yeah.
But do you find...
Bon Jovi? Bon Jovi?
Bon Jovi. Well, that's New Jersey. But,
New Jersey.
Yeah. But do you listen, do you find a specific kind of music more inspiring than others? Do you?
Yeah, depending on the day. So in the morning, it's like Kahala.
Okay.
Something like instrumental.
Yeah.
Is how I start my day.
Okay.
And as the day progresses, it gets a little moodier. And then it can end with like
Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, rock and roll.
So I mean, when you were coming, I'm assuming that you're around my age.
I'm 63.
Okay, you're a little older than me.
Yeah,
but
he looks younger than all of us.
Yeah, it's part
Amazing.
of doing what you love. But because we were talking about Billy Joel, we were talking about those influences that you have. Is there any other sort of music that gets you going in that way?
Yeah, I'm a big Pretenders guy.
Oh.
I love the Pretenders. Yeah. And so like their first album is my angst album. Like when I just want to get some angst out on a run or in the barn or whatever, that's one of my go-tos.
Up the neck.
Yeah.
I have a marathon question.
Yeah.
So you do the Honolulu Marathon every year. You come down here, but do you do marathons elsewhere? Oh, so just this one.
Yeah, I've never.
But you train up in Texas, and I guess are there good places to run up there? I guess so. If you probably have a lot of space.
Just big flat tracks of
just,
land to go running.
Yeah, because you start in July. You're about 20 weeks out.
Right.
But I actually start in like May.
Oh,
to
start early
to get a base going. So then when it comes to July, I'm not killing myself. But it's, I got to run at 5 o'clock in the morning because it's 100 and whatever.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Texas
it's
gets
super crazy hot. And then right about now, it starts to cool down.
So running over here when it's hot is nothing compared to...
It's nothing.
Yeah.
It is absolutely nothing. Which is good because it's a hot run.
But is it in Texas, is it more dry heat though?
No, it's starting to get muggier.
Oh, really?
The humidity is starting to kick up a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was surprised when I went to Kerrville. You know, I was thinking that it would be like tumbleweeds and stuff, but it's not. It's probably like when everyone comes here and they think they're just going to see hula girls everywhere or something like that. I just thought, it's going to be cowboys and tumbleweeds and stuff.
Yeah,
and it's
cowboy hats and boots and
Yeah.
stuff.
My sister got run over by a tumbleweed.
What do you mean?
She was in Vegas, I think, or somewhere, and she saw this thing coming. She goes, "Look at that tumbleweed coming toward us!" And boom, and it ran over.
Holy,
His sister's about 4'9".
Oh, okay.
She's like tiny.
and, rubbish.
Oh, yeah.
They can get pretty rowdy.
Yeah, she tried to run away. But it mowed her down.
Had a vendetta.
Yeah, angry tumbleweed. Man.
And looking at this thing now, I can see why. And by the way, I mean, we talk about the pricing. We talk about it being quote unquote high or whatever. But when you think about the hours and time and effort that goes into it, especially when you talk about art and like just to hang. I think my wife had an art piece that she wanted framed, and just to frame the thing was like $600 or something like that. I mean,
you want a quality frame.
Sometimes it's more expensive than the actual art that's in the
thing. So when you do, I don't want to give our listeners the impression that these things are like astronomically expensive. I mean, they're what they should be, and of course, like when you come with the pricing, I'm assuming that it's just like I can do so many a year, and then this is this is the price that it's got to beat it. Because if you go too low, you're going to get overwhelmed with, and if you go too high, then you're not going to have anybody, right? So you find that kind of like...
You can always raise your price. You never want to have to lower your price, right?
That's true.
So I've learned, been doing it for so long, that there's a baseline that I can live with, right?
Yeah.
I know I'll never make minimum wage in many respects, being a decent minimum wage. But I also want it accessible.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm trying to walk that fine line of, and I want them to feel like they have a quality piece.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
For sure.
So if you walked in and like that was $200, just make it out of ceramic.
Right.
And your wife is still in the medical field, or she... Or
No,
electronic stuff? Or?
No, she was in the tech field as well.
Tech field. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So is she still doing tech stuff? Or?
No, she's her mom is an amazing day trader of all things.
Really?
Wow.
Amazing. Options, futures.
That's
and so
crazy.
she's been tagging along for about a year now and
No way.
and learning how to do it. And
wait, and the parents live here though?
her parents did live here.
Okay.
They're back in Dallas with us, not too far from us, but they're actually here with us for the art show. They came over.
Okay.
Oh yeah, will that art show be happening where people can come see?
Yeah. So the Green Room Gallery in Haleiwa, right off Cam Highway, just by Matsumoto's. Really cool surf-oriented gallery. Mm-hmm. It's one of our favorite galleries that we always stop on. We go to North Shore at least twice while we're here. And I just happened to have an email conversation with the CEO of the gallery and shared some stuff, and he invited us in for a 2-week exhibition. Nice. So that started Saturday, and that'll go through October 4th. Okay. So I've got 3 Aloha shirts there. I've got some hats that are Hawaii themed, and some shoes and some folded shirts.
Oh, shoot, we were right out there too this past weekend. We could have went and checked it out.
I was gonna say that's a good. I haven't been out that way in a long time. Be a good reason to.
I know.
You would be the only reason I would drive that far and bear that traffic. That's crazy.
Well, that and visit Kale Gamiao. He lives
out
there.
Man, that's
yeah.
I can't even get down for Matsumoto Shave Ice. Ooh, maybe the Pa'alakai Bakery.
Oh yeah.
Get some. Yeah.
There's some good stuff out
there. How do you display this in there? Is there stands that you do, or you?
Yeah, those are
a glass case or how?
Well, the hats I put on floating shelves.
Okay.
So
okay.
I've got
so it looks like a hat collection.
It looks like a hat collection. And then in the middle, I did a bucket hat with a Hawaii pattern on it. Yeah. So that's one wall. Then another wall is 3 tennis shoes, 3 sneakers, a pair of Vans, the old school checkerboard Vans.
Yeah.
And I found cases where they're acrylic and they hang on the wall so you can see the bottom of the shoe, the sides, the top.
I see.
And then I did folded shirts, so they look like a shirt that's folded.
That's cool.
Yeah, with the Hawaii theme. And then I've got the last wall is the 3 Aloha shirts.
Did you ever do a slipper?
I've done. Oh, there's a pair of slippers there.
Oh,
pair of
cool.
locals.
Oh, nice.
You got a pair of locals there?
Yeah.
Oh, Kyle's
That
gonna
is
buy
super
them.
Cool.
Yeah. Now Kyle's thinking.
A pair of black pair.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. I've done a pair of pink pair. Actually ended with my sister-in-law got them. I was in Martin MacArthur for a little while.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It started out great. My stuff, and then it just didn't jive with the coal wood.
Yeah, they have a lot of natural looking
A
stuff.
lot of
in there,
natural
yeah.
stuff,
Not
and
painted.
it started to ask me like, can you be a little more natural? I'm like, yeah, that's
This is
Yes,
what you
I-
get,
that's
man.
not me.
I have a question before we end with the last question.
Okay.
Is I know we're talking about like price range and you trying to be user friendly and stuff, but I would assume that if you did a miniature version of this and it took less material, it would take more time, right?
I do a mini hat, which is about 6 inches.
Yeah.
I only do it for one show, and that's in Fort Worth. And I bring 30 some out of those, but it takes me a while. It takes me about 6 weeks to do those 30 things.
Is it faster than a full size hat or it takes longer?
It's a little faster.
Oh, okay.
The painting is almost the same painting wise because I put
The detail, right?
graphics on both sides.
Yeah.
And they fly out, and I'm done selling those in about a day and a half. They're gone.
Wow.
Yeah.
I still don't understand like the lettering, even if you have stenciling or it's so perfectly put on there. Okay, anyway. It's just my mind's
It's a
been
steady
blown.
hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've come to the part where we ask our last question, which we ask all of our guests, which is, if you were stranded on a desert island for the rest of time and you had to bring 3 albums with you to listen to, what would those 3 albums be?
I think I got one.
Yeah, you're gonna get one. it's Turnstiles though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh, okay,
yeah.
so Blue
Nice.
Joe- yeah, okay.
That was one of my first cassettes.
Mm-hmm.
My mom gave me one of those old school tape recorders that you could play the cassette in, and I thought it was that little speaker that vibrated.
Yeah.
What famous song is on Turnstiles?
Summer Highland Falls, New York State of Mind.
Okay, next
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a classic.
But I think it was one of the first ones he did with his actual band.
Yeah, it was the 4th album.
Yeah,
But he
yeah.
started to get his
Because
band
he started
together.
sorry, we're talking about Billy Joel. When he first started doing albums, they had him work with studio
With
people
studios,
instead
yeah.
of his people, right? So,
Yeah.
and then he finally went, screw this, it doesn't sound as good. So bring in my own guys. Yeah. Turnstiles, nice.
So that'd be like my childhood
Mhm.
album. I know you don't like playlist or greatest hits, but there is some sort of Hawaiian greatest hits playlist thing there. And then the Pretenders for my angst. Like if I'm
Good.
stranded and I'm angry.
Who's on that playlist, by the way? That Hawaiian playlist?
Oh, anywhere from Kui Lee, Teresa Bright to
Okay.
Justin, the Crater Boys.
Hey, just
Yeah.
we happy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Justin will be happy.
Little
Pure Heart.
Pure
The
Heart.
pure heart there.
One or 2 songs.
Yeah.
Not bad. Yeah. All right, I'll take it. I'll take it. Well, thanks, man. Thanks for coming
Yeah,
on.
thanks for
It was
having me.
perfect time that you were in town and we could do this. And hopefully we'll see you a lot before you have to go back.
How can
Yeah.
they find you online?
Oh, yeah.
And
At
Instagram and all that.
Bruu, BRUU.com is my website. Bob Bruu Wood Carver is how you find me on Instagram. And that's all I am on social media.
Okay.
I'm just not a social media guy.
Yeah. Believe you me, I'd
That's
love
another
to get
job
off
in
that
itself.
thing.
It is a job.
Yeah.
I never
Yeah.
signed up to be a creator.
Yeah.
That's about it.
We old. We don't do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, man. Thanks
Yeah,
for coming
thanks
in.
for having
Thanks,
me.
everybody.
So cool to meet you.
We shall see you all next week.
Take care.